And welcome back to Kiddopaint Basics. We are now on part 5, the final video for the basics of the Kiddopaint interface. Today we'll be going over the letter tool, the fill tool, the truck copy and paste, undo, and the erase tool. We could also talk a little bit about the transparent tool. And the colors, yeah. Oh, the colors. I think that could be a whole different section. What do you think?
But Papa,
Yeah.
can that be with part 6?
That could be part 6. That could be the more advanced stuff because we'll go over.
Papa, we need to go back to the train.
We do? Why? What happened? Did we forget something?
Yeah.
What?
My sparkles.
Sparkles. That's the advanced feature. We'll save that for advanced. That you could do one just for the sparkles. Okay.
Okay, that's on Pot Tower.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
All right. So the letter tool is identical to the emoji tool. You have the same settings where you could increase the size, change the direction, change the orientation and direction. You have 2 pages here. You have all the letters uppercase, and you have some special characters and numbers, and that's about it. You actually have the same type of thing. Like if you want to put a whole bunch at the same time, you can do that.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that? Well, now you do. Yeah, so that's this guy here. All right. Next up, we got the fill tool. So fill tool is your regular flood fill. So if I click into an enclosed area, so after I click on the flood tool, there you go. You could fill it. You could fill it. You could fill it. There is actually one special feature of the fill tool where if you want to change a color across the entire canvas, what you can press is Alt or Option. So if you notice there, I clicked it on the red A and it changed it everywhere. So that's like a special feature for the flood fill.
Okay.
Next, we got copy and paste from the truck tool. So the way that this works is by default, it copies. So if I hover over this butterfly, click and drag it, now I got another one. If I want to click and drag this flower, now I got another one. If you press Control as you're pulling it, it will erase the other one. So it acts kind of like a cut and paste.
No, it picks
It picks it up. It picks up the whole thing like a truck. So if I press Control, click and drag, it moves the whole thing. So that's the copy and paste. So this one's also, it has settings for shift. So if you want to copy a bigger area, you can do that. You can also then press spacebar to save the buffer. So you could do a whole bunch. So it's like the stamp tool, but with your truck tool. So that's what you do is you pick it up, click the space bar. Now I can paste it a whole bunch of times. So that's kind of a quick copy and paste. And then if you press space bar again, it'll clear it out. So you can go back to normal. You can press shift to make it big, but you can also press command to change the size of it. You can press alt to also change the size of it. So one for alt, it lets you do it in the vertical motion. If you do it in command, it's in the horizontal motion. So this lets you pick the size of what you're copying and pasting. So this lets me do this. Again, you can do the shift to change the size, but that is that part of it. So that's the truck copy and paste. And we also have the undo cat. So that just undoes one step in what you did previously. So unfortunately, we haven't implemented an arbitrary depth undo feature we just have it at 1. It only undoes the last thing that you did. And then we all know the bomb eraser. So you press this, erases everything, which you can actually undo. So after you erase it, you can say, oh, I didn't want to. You can get it back there. So that's the erase tool. And this is your normal color palette. So this is for all the different tools. Down here, we have a transparency alpha slider. So this is for the opacity of what you're drawing. So if you come to a tool, here's your normal drawing, and this applies to all of the tools. So if I have something here, it applies to that. But if I use this slider, it'll make it a little transparent so you can see right through it. And that applies to any operation when you put it here. So here you can see I put like a transparent cactus, and you can make it very faint if you want, so you can hardly see it. And it's also compatible with your, if I do the copy and paste, you can see that it will pick up the transparent pieces as well. So that is the transparency slider. Do you want to cover anything else?
Papa.
Yes. Partara. Okay, but let's do one last thing, which I forgot about, the undo tool. So if you do an effect, so let's say we have this drawing here and we do an effect. So let's do this like zoom. So I've zoomed it a little bit. If you actually press Alt, Option, and then undo, what it does is it'll bring the previous thing back, but put it on top of what you had. So this is kind of nice when, if you've done some sort of effect, or if you want to have a duplicate, you can press Alt and undo. It'll bring it back without erasing what you have there. So that's kind of fun. Well, thank you for this part. And now we have covered all the basics. See you next time when we go over the advanced features of Kiddopaint.
It's called Pot. Pot Rainbow Star 5000.
5,000. Wow. See you later. Have a wonderful time. And don't forget, doot, 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 doot. Nice.